Comfort food classics, but healthier. Trying to eat more healthily but finding it difficult to give up your favorite comfort foods? Good news! With these clever recipes in your repertoire, you can easily cut down on the carbs, fat, salt, and sugar in the dishes that bring you joy. Whether you're craving a lighter take on a takeaway, a hearty yet healthy dinner, or a saintly sweet treat for dessert, you'll find plenty of inspiration in our selection. 1. Pasta with meat, less balls. Here, we've transformed classic pasta and meatballs, which can be pretty high in saturated fat, into a lovely vegetarian version, complete with a simple marinara sauce. The meatiness comes from a mixture of dried mushrooms and lentils, while the sauce is made from passata and roasted peppers. You can use ones from a jar for ease. It's packed with flavor, so much so, we bet you won't miss the meat. 2. Mushroom chow mein. Big on veggies, but with a smaller portion of noodles than your average takeaway, this wonderfully savory chow mein still hits the spot. It's packed with bold, fresh flavors thanks to a tasty combination of ginger, chili, garlic, and punchy Sichuan sauce. And not only is it healthy, but it's incredibly quick and easy to make. Just 10 minutes will do it. 3. Macaroni and cauliflower cheese. Mac and cheese is undoubtedly one of the greatest comfort foods ever, but did you know you can cut down on the carbs by replacing half the pasta with cauliflower? Another health-boosting tip is to use extra mature cheddar, so you need less of it. Our version is inspired by Indian flavors, with added spices and fresh coriander, but you can leave them out if you prefer. 4. Fish pie. Lots of fish pie recipes come loaded with cream and butter, but if you're trying to eat healthily, you needn't miss out. Just try this handy hack. Make the topping with mashed canned butter beans instead of buttery mashed potatoes. This cuts down on carbs and calories and provides an extra protein boost. All you'll need to do is drain and rinse the beans, put them in a pan along with the liquid from the can and some lemon zest, then heat, season, and mash. 5. Fried chicken. This method for fried chicken gives you deliciously crispy results while cutting down on calories. Here's the method. Simply marinate 3 pounds, 1.35 kilograms, chicken wings in 10 fluid ounces, 300 milliliters, buttermilk for an hour to allow the meat to tenderize, then remove and pat dry. Next, heat the oven to 220 degrees Celsius, 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Season 3 ounces, 80 g, plain flour and dip the chicken in it, patting off any excess, then pour 3 ounces, 80 milliliters, oil into a roasting tin to heat. Put the chicken in the oil, roast for 20 minutes, then turn and baste. Finally, roast for a further 20 minutes until crisp. 6. Chicken parmesan. Chicken parmesan is a feast of a dish made with spaghetti, cheese, and fried, breaded chicken, but with a little help from our recipe, you can enjoy it in a healthier way. The trick is to swap the spaghetti for courgette and don't bread the chicken. The results are equally tasty. It's cooked in the same rich, herby tomato sauce as ever, and there's even a crispy, cheesy crumb topping to get stuck into. 7. Chicken burgers. Crispy fried chicken, melted cheese, plenty of mayo. Chicken burgers tick all the comfort food boxes. But why eat an unhealthy takeaway version when this better-for-you take tastes just as good? All you need to do is marinate your chicken in buttermilk to make it super tender, then bake it in a hot oven instead of frying it. To serve, pile your bun high with pickles, avocado, salad leaves, and sriracha mayo, or if you're feeling extra saintly, Greek yogurt. 8. Burritos. Cheese, refried beans, tender meats, sour cream. There's no end to the number of gorgeous ingredients you can stuff into a burrito. But while a fully loaded takeaway tortilla is undeniably delicious, its health food credentials often leave a lot to be desired. Handily, though, our vegan version is much better for you. Served with a punch tomato salsa. It's a combination of tofu, plantain, spices, and vegetables, and it's perfect for breakfast or lunch. 9. Sweet and sour chicken. Some takeaway versions of this classic Chinese dish contain a serious amount of sugar. Happily, if you cook it yourself, you can make it a lot healthier. Our tasty take on the recipe is ready in just 30 minutes, and you can mix and match it with whatever ingredients you have to hand. Try swapping the chicken for prawns or tofu. 10. Chili con carne. Who says you can't enjoy chili con carne while you're on a health kick? Just make your dish a little less meaty by having the quantity of beef and adding black beans or white cannellini beans instead. Even though it's a little calorific, guacamole makes a healthy side, but you may want to ditch the sour cream. Try our comforting vegetarian/vegan version, which is ready in just 10 minutes. 11. Chicken gyros. Got a kebab craving? Give our homemade chicken gyros a go. Here, spicy marinated chicken is served up with plenty of salad and a tasty tzatziki made from yogurt, mint, lemon, and cucumber, and it all comes wrapped in a lovely warm pita. It's a wallet-friendly dish that's healthy, tasty, and incredibly easy to make. 12. Chicken pot pie. A classic chicken pot pie doesn't need to have a super rich, creamy sauce to make it delicious. Just take our recipe as proof. This healthier version involves poaching a whole chicken with vegetables until delightfully tender, and the sauce is simply the thickened stock you've used to poach the chicken. The recipe calls for celery, carrots, and potatoes, but you could try loading it up with whatever vegetables you have in the fridge. 13. Stir-fry. Stir-fries should be healthy, but all too often, they're excessively oily, and the vegetables are sometimes overcooked, thereby losing essential vitamins. You can't go wrong with our vegetarian take on the recipe, though. Made with cashew nuts and 6 different vegetables, with a simple sauce of soy, chili, garlic, and ginger, it's easy to throw together and is packed with goodness. 14. Fish and chips. Fans of classic British fish and chips will be pleased to know that you can easily make this dish healthier. The deep frying is the problem, so try cooking it in the oven instead. Cut your unpeeled potatoes into chips, then toss them in a little oil. Next, toss your pieces of fish in flour, then egg, and finally breadcrumbs. Cook the chips on a lined baking tray for 35 minutes in a hot oven, then add the fish and cook for a further 10 to 15 minutes. Serve with a big bowl of peas, and you have a well-balanced meal packed with protein, carbs, fiber, vitamins, and minerals. 15. Meatloaf. Juicy and hearty, there's a lot to love about meatloaf. The trouble is it can be high in saturated fat, thanks to the beef used to make it. Fortunately, though, you can easily swap these ingredients out and use turkey mince instead, as long as your recipe has plenty of seasoning in it, like Worcestershire sauce, tomato ketchup, and herbs. It won't be bland. Try adapting our recipe by replacing the meats listed with the same weight of turkey mince. You can thank us later. 16. Lasagna. Cozy and comforting though it may be, lasagna is undeniably heavy on the saturated fat and calorie front, so we've lightened it up a little, without compromising on the heavenly combination of pasta, tomato sauce, and melted cheese. Instead, we've ditched the meat and made it veggie. It's much quicker to make than a classic lasagna, and it contains 5 different vegetables to boot. 17. Pizza margherita. Takeaway pizzas tend to be overloaded with stringy cheese, thick crusts, and sugary sauces, so making your own is always a good option, especially as it puts you in complete control of the toppings. Plus, it's a fun project for families to get stuck into together. Use our recipe for a thin-crust pizza margherita pizza as a starting point, and see what doughy delights you can create. 18. Mushroom and lentil pie. It's easy to make a classic British shepherd's pie healthier. Try replacing half the meat with brown lentils and add mushrooms for an extra savory taste. Instead of just potato, you could also make a mash of different vegetables to top it. A mixture of parsnips, sweet potatoes, celeriac, and carrots would work perfectly. Alternatively, you could go all-out vegetarian with our recipe, which can be adapted with mash ingredients of your choice. 19. Gnocchi. Who doesn't love these little pillows of potato loveliness, served with a buttery sauce and lashings of Parmesan? Gnocchi are undoubtedly delicious, but they can be quite heavy on the carbs. In our crowd-pleasing, yet healthier, recipe, the gnocchi are made with pumpkin rather than potato, and they come dressed in a sage and almond pesto with a sun-dried tomato topping. 20. Cauliflower rice. If you're looking for a low-carb alternative to pulao rice, this cauliflower rice might become your new favorite side dish. It's brilliantly easy to make. Simply blitz a cauliflower in a food processor, then fry it in a pan with spices, tomatoes, onions, and peppers. You could stir in any vegetables you have lying around the fridge. Sweet corn, broccoli, or carrots all work well. 21. Chocolate fridge bars. These fridge bars are some of the saintliest snacks around. They're made with pureed chickpeas, peanut butter, and dates, with no added butter in sight, and only natural sugars to sweeten things up. They're gorgeously rich, so you'll only need a small portion to get your chocolatey fix. 22. Pancakes. There's nothing particularly bad for you about pancakes in principle, but they do fall down on the healthy eating front somewhat when they're dredged in maple syrup and crowned with crispy bacon. Instead of loading them with unhealthy toppings, try serving them with fresh berries, fat-free Greek yogurt, and a light drizzle of honey. 23. Banana ice cream. A healthier twist on ice cream. Could it really be true? This easy banana-flavored sweet treat is far better for you than traditional ice cream, and it doesn't require any churning. Instead, everything is blended in a food processor, then frozen. All you'll need to make it are bananas, Greek yogurt, vanilla paste, cinnamon, and a little sweetener and honey. 24. Chocolate mousse. A good homemade chocolate mousse can be much healthier than you think. You don't need double cream or cream cheese to achieve that rich, silky texture. Try our dairy and egg-free version, which makes excellent use of bananas and cocoa powder. You can throw it together in just 10 minutes, then leave it to chill in the fridge until it's nice and thick. Blueberries and mint leaves will make a pretty and tasty garnish. 25. Chocolate cake. On the hunt for a special occasion cake that's healthier than your average bake? This gluten-free chocolate and espresso mousse cake is just the thing. The recipe calls for just a handful of ingredients: eggs, dark chocolate, espresso, and a little castor sugar. And instead of butter, it's made with olive oil. It's wonderfully rich and fudgy and tastes great with fresh raspberries.